Opening with the queen's pawn controls the center and usually leads to a more positional development of the pieces. The Indian game begins by controlling the important e4 square with the knight, rather than a pawn. c4 builds a strong center by controlling the important d5 square and creates a square for the knight to come to c3 without blocking the c-pawn. The king's Indian defense prepares to develop the bishop to g7, allowing white to build up a strong center, which black will later try to undermine. Knight c3 prepares the e2-e4 pawn push and helps control the d5 square. Bishop g7 puts the bishop on the long diagonal in a move called a fianchetto. e4 takes full control of the center. d6 controls the e5 square and allows the light-squared bishop to develop. Bishop e2 develops the light-squared bishop and prepares to castle kingside, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. White develops the bishop and attacks the center. This strikes at the center with a pawn, trying to gain space. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This threatens to capture a pawn and win material after the follow-up trades. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. Right on target. White develops the knight and attacks the center. This permits the opponent to force doubling of pawns. This misses an opportunity to force doubling of pawns. This blocks an attack on a queen. This avoids clear danger. This kicks a bishop. The clearly correct move for a threatened bishop. This strikes at the center to fight for space. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This threatens to tactically win a bishop. This prevents the opponent from being able to tactically win a bishop. This threatens to tactically win a bishop. The bishop is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. The correct move to safety. This avoids clear danger. This is a fair move. That's an unfortunate error. This attacks white's pawn chain. Castling gets the king to a safer square. Black develops further. This is not the right idea. This isolates a pawn, which is a weakness. Takes back. This moves the bishop to a more active square. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. That's fine. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. Black develops further. This is the strongest option. The king has lost its castling rights. This misses an opportunity to create a pawn chain. This missed an opportunity to punish a mistake. This overlooks an opportunity to create a pawn chain. Very precise. Applying pressure to black's pawn chain. This is a fair move. This creates an isolated pawn. This reveals a check. This is the only good move. This blocks the check from an opposing bishop. This misses a much better move. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This misses an opportunity to recapture a piece. A straightforward recapture. Recaptures from a previous move? There was only one good move there. This permits the opponent to create a passed pawn. This overlooks a better way to capture the checking pawn. This threatens to force eventual checkmate. This permits the opponent to force eventual checkmate. This forces an eventual checkmate. This evades the check from the queen. And the game is over.